Yo, what up, Street Dogs? There, Kim. All right, Turbo Thought. So this is like kind of a random thought, but I just hopped in my buddy Don Dillon's 911 Porsche GT3, and man, taking it to, I think the maximum red line is like 9,000 RPM. We only took it to 7,500, but man, once he slammed the accelerator on it, it was pretty epic. Like it's the it's the most interesting engine sound that I've heard in like real life. And also having the engine sound behind the back of your head is actually pretty cool, where it really kind of gets your heart rate going and gets your heart pumping. So, and that's actually the thing that's so interesting to me for an all-motor car. Just how loud it is, and how fast it is, and how fast it accelerates. Hello, how you doing, babe? Hello, best friend. ¿Cómo estás usted? Todo bien? Yeah, hasta luego, amigo. Okay, so and then it had me thinking. I'm like, okay, what do we really want out of these like sports cars or performance car or hypercars, whatever? Because obviously the Tesla Model S Plaid 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds. Haven't been in one yet, but obviously that is probably, objectively the best car. And there probably ain't gonna be no car that's gonna be faster than that for a very, very long time, until Tesla makes the next version of the Plaid with 4 electric motors. And then who knows, maybe it could do sub 1 second 0 to 60, who knows. But anyways, but what is it that we really want out of these sports cars? And I think I have a kind of an answer. Is we just kind of want to increase our heart rate and our adrenaline, and to feel cool and be cool, and also appreciate the aesthetics of the thing, right? And this is one thing I realized about Tesla cars, is that they're beautiful but boring. So I personally am, a huge fan of Elon Musk, fanboy, Tesla, everything. But kind of the more I look at Teslas, the more I don't like them. Like obviously the front end on like the Model 3, it looks awesome. It's kind of the most aerodynamic, clean looking front end of a car I've ever seen. It's like a more clean Porsche front end with kind of that shark design, super flush. If you get no bumper plates, it looks really nice. But I don't know, I just see so many of them on the road now, and I don't know, maybe it's a personal thing. When you see too much of one of a thing, you just kind of tire of it. And I mean, just like a very simple thing I love about the new Porsches, like especially the 911s, and even the new Taycan, is that straight horizontal line in red. It just is so gangsta. I love it. And yeah, I think honestly at this point, cars are not for transportation. If you need a car for transportation, the best car for transportation, best to just get like a white Toyota Prius, honestly. But if you see your car as this design object, you want the most beautiful looking car that you're probably not going to tire of. And I could imagine, let's say I got a new 911, whatever. Obviously you're going to bore of the design, but you're not going to hate it. And that's also one strange thing I've realized about design, is really, really great and beautiful design, sooner or later you get accustomed to it. But really ugly design, or design you hate, you never get accustomed to it. It just drives you nuts. And so, I could imagine, because the 911 shape has been so massaged for so many years, it's probably going to be, a kind of a timeless design, or at least more robust to you boring of it. But with the Tesla cars, I don't know, it's not flamboyant enough. And honestly, if you get like a hypercar or sports car or whatever, you want it to, you want to flex, right? You want it to look as ostentatious as possible. And so obviously pulling up in the 911 GT3 in yellow, red, or any other color is such a much more interesting, cool flex than just pulling up in a Tesla Model S Plaid. Because the it's just an aesthetic thing. Same thing with pulling up with the Lambo. Going to be much more cooler than pulling up in a Porsche at the same time. But yeah, so essentially, currently me and Cindy don't even own a car. We're just borrowing Cindy's mom's car. And so I think, thinking about cars, I love car design and I've always been into cars ever since I was 16. But yeah, I mean, also the great thing with the new Porsches and the new 911, you can actually get them in manual transmission. And I will always prefer manual transmission over, automatic, because when I find myself using manual transmission, you actually do feel more of a connection with the car, and it's actually more zen. You're more focused. It's a more pleasurable driving experience, and also it helps you think better when you're driving. That's like a random thing I learned, is that whenever I'm driving automatic, your brain just kind of, you don't really focus on the driving and your mind wanders in weird ways. But when driving stick, you actually focus more on driving, and then you have more interesting thoughts. So if you want to optimize to have more turbo thoughts while driving, I recommend getting a manual transmission or a stick shift. But ultimately, yeah, you buy the car of your dreams, it's not gonna make you happy. It's just gonna be more of a design exercise, more of a flex. You could only flex so much until you get bored of it too. So when it comes to designing cars and turbo thoughts, think of them as sculpture design objects. But perhaps the best thing is for you to design your own car.